Fucking one. It's difficult to figure that out. All right, 41 minutes in. Okay. Whoopi and Bella Thorne from a lady. All right, so last week I was talking about Whoopi's response to this this celebrity who had sent some naked photos to her boyfriend, and they were on the cloud, and some asshole got him, and he tried to blackmail her, and then Whoopi was just like, well, what the fuck are you doing that for? You're famous. And I was like, that's exactly what my mother would have said. Hey, Billy Bald Cunt. This is from a lady. I love when the ladies write in. The thing about what Whoopi said is that I think Thorne realizes she made a mistake. Whoopi just jumping in like, hey, dumbass, that was dumb. I'm older and smart. Oh, I'm older. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You're throwing a little shade her way. And smarter than you. You shouldn't have been so dumb. Isn't helpful. That's not what she said. That's not what she said. All right, she goes, if I went swimming and lost a foot to a shark, you know, that's a great comparison. I think that, you know, uploading naked photos of yourself that somebody and you look fucking great, by the way. I didn't see him, but like I saw Joy Behar was going, like, if I had a body like that, I'd fucking be plastering around the subway. I love Joy, by the way. I got to work with her on Crashing. She's fucking hilarious. She goes, if I went swimming and lost a foot to a shark and the paramedic just comes up and says, hey, fuckhead, you should have known sharks are in the ocean. I'm not going to check if you're all right. Just need you to know you are an idiot. I fucking realize I made a mistake. You don't need to publicly chastise me. All right, that right there. First of all, what you're saying Whoopi said she didn't say. And then this comparison is not the same thing. Okay? A paramedic's job is to come up to you if you're bleeding, is to stop the bleeding, to get you to the doctor's, to the hospital while you're still alive. That's his job. Whoopi's job is not to make this person feel better. Okay? And she didn't say, hey, dumbass, that was dumb, I'm older and smarter than you. You shouldn't be so dumb. That's not what she said. Okay? And the thing about you fucking people, about people in general, is, you know, when you fuck up in life, if somebody doesn't hold your feet to the fire, speaking of feet, you're not going to learn anything. If people are just constantly coddling you, all right, you don't learn anything. And then secondly, this is a famous person. Famous people are not people. They are just things that people use to get through 10 minutes of their fucking day on a radio show or a fucking blog that they don't feel like doing that day. So part of being in the public eye is getting trashed. All right? At the fucking pathetic level that I'm at. All right? I stopped reading comments on social media years ago. Because it's literally, it's like 80% negative. That's basically what happens. All right? But what I liked about what Whoopi said was it was old school parenting. All right? Yeah, you fucked up. Just because you fucked up doesn't mean you deserve a hug and somebody cries on your shoulder. I'm not saying that you don't deserve that. Okay? But somebody also needs to, like, you know, if you're just like, oh my God, this happened and I'm a victim, and somebody just goes, yeah, that's so terrible. Oh my God. I hope you're okay. Like, what did you learn? If you take a jump shot at the end of the game when there was a guy underneath and you missed the fucking shot, and everybody boos you, and then you're in the locker room crying, is the coach not supposed to bring up that there was a guy open underneath that had a way higher percentage of a shot next time you get into that fucking situation? You know? I will say this. What she didn't do in the end was what a great coach would do, is after he gave you shit for fucking up, he would then build, don't worry, you'll get him next time, but blah, 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 blah. All right? I will give you that she didn't do that. But it was refreshing to have somebody, like, hold somebody fucking responsible for their fucking actions. I mean, it was a little ridiculous that you're just going to fucking, that you're going to do something like that. I don't know. She is younger. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But I mean, Listen, I'm not even saying Whoopi was right. All I knew was it made me miss my mom. Well, what'd you do that for, you idiot? She always used to do that. You know, well, that's what you get for climbing a tree. I mean, you got to hang on. All right, Saturday. Dear Billy Linguini Istics, greetings from Rome. Oh, one of the great trips I ever took. You're constantly emphasizing the Saturday and Saturday with a Boston accent. Is that from something, or is it just how Boston drunks talk when they're Boston level drunk? Love your music choices. Well, that's Andrew. That's not me. Andrew makes the music choices. I'll say, I'm going to come over there on say. It's an exaggeration of Saturday. And there's some people who say Saturday. That's what it is. Why don't you come over on Saturday? We'll figure it out. You know, it's like really a harder Boston accent. So me and my buddies living in L.A. and missing the Boston accent exaggerated to the point that it became say. But it's Saturday. My mother-in-law came over this past Saturday, and she was in rare form. That's where it comes from. It just comes from... it comes from, being there and then also watching Steve Sweeney making fun of the Boston accent. And when all of us comics from the Boston scene all ended up in L.A. at the same time, that was, it was a fucking culture shock to go from Boston all the way out to L.A. It's just so fucking different. Both great cities, and I love both of them. But we were young, and we just, we didn't know anything. Our whole lives were spent in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, all of these guys that I moved out there with roughly the same time. So the way we dealt with being homesick is we hung out with each other. And as we were starting to lose our Boston accents, like as much as I still have one, it's not even remotely what it used to be. I have a very soft Boston accent, if you can believe that. So someone would be like going, they would just say something like that. Would be like, yeah, dude, I got to wash my car today and blah, blah, blah. Wash your what? And they'd be like, car. What? And he'd go, car. That's what we do. So we'd always like, when we heard somebody pronounce an R, we would just, I don't know why we would do that. It was fucking stupid, but I remember one of the hardest laughs I ever had when I was out there in L.A. We were doing time in this now defunct, the L.A. Cabaret. I can't remember what the fuck it was called. It was this way out in the valley. This fucking comedy club. It was in this strip mall. I forget what it was called, but we were out there, and Bob Marley was on stage, and he was talking about moving across the country with his wife. And he was telling the story, and like there was like 8 people there, and like 7 of them were comedians. It was ridiculous. There was like nobody there, and he was standing there, and he was going, "Yeah, when we moved across country," and he goes, "We took a fucking," and he jumped up in the air, and landed in the squat position. He goes, "We took a fucking rider." The Ryder truck, and it was just so silly and ridiculous, and we were all so frustrated that we weren't getting good stage time, and a lot of us thinking, what the fuck had we done, that we just fell out laughing. And it was funny, like he did that well over 20 years ago, and I never forgot it. And to this day, when I drive down the street and I see, they're not yellow anymore because the fucking idiots in the World Trade, I believe, they switched them to white. Whenever I see one, I always think of that every time. It's just the joke that keeps giving. All right. Dealing with parents. Hey, Bill, love the podcast and your stand-up. Sorry you had a bad experience at the airport last time you were here in India. Hope you come again sometime. I didn't have like a bad. I had a terrifying experience because I didn't think they were going to let me out. Anyways, they put the S there. I'm 18 and recently got accepted in a well-respected engineering college. You see? Exactly. 81, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. In India. but I don't want to follow that career. I want to be a mechanic. That's cool, man. Being a mechanic is fucking cool. I contacted and scored an internship at a huge customs garage in Mumbai. Dude, that's a fucking no-brainer. The problem is my parents. Oh, Jesus. They are forcing me to go to engineering schools as it is safer choice according to them. They want me to take up computer science. My father brings one of his successful friends home every day, and together they try to convince me. My parents are not bad people, and I believe they did a decent job raising me and have always supported me, but this time they just won't listen. How do you think I should talk to them and explain my passion about cars and machines? Also, would like to know your thoughts on Max Verstappen. Thanks. Dude, you got to follow your heart. And sometimes your parents, you know, what I've learned is being a parent the short amount of time that I have is that there's an unbelievable amount of fear. The fear, if this is possible, almost is bigger than the love. It's because you love them so much that this fear that something bad is going to happen to them. So what they're worried about is they know that, you know, you're going to outlive them, right? So they're worried. They just want to know that you're going to be okay after they're gone. So that's where they're coming from, if that helps you understand it more. And maybe you can come and listen, I know that you guys are worried about my future. And, you know, I get that or whatever. And just like, you want me to be happy, right? This is what's going to make me happy. I absolutely love this. I have a passion for this. I would do this for free. And I know I'm going to be good enough with the great, you know, genes that I have from you guys that I got accepted to engineering school, that like I can apply this the brains that you gave me to this thing, and I'll be one of the best guys out there. Just talk yourself up. But I think you might have to go through a couple of years of their disappointment until they see the success. And I think that's just something someday that you guys will laugh about. And if they never do find it funny and they never quite get that that's what you like, then they're just going to have to fucking... You know, it's just one of those things that, you know, your parents aren't going to like everything that you're doing. But if you like it, and as long as you're not just, you know, I'm not talking about doing heroin. It's just something that they're going to have to fucking accept. That's all. Also, would like to know, so definitely follow your heart. All right? Follow your heart, man, because I think building custom cars and everything is just fucking amazing. Also, what do you want to know your thoughts on Max Verstappen? Thanks. I love the guy. I think... you know, if he wasn't driving for Red Bull, I mean, there's a lot of guys. If they had, you know, where the fuck did Bottas come from? I mean, he was good and everything. All of a sudden he gets a Mercedes and he's like the second best guy out there. It's just like Mercedes throws so much money at their cars. I mean, what do you think Max Verstappen would be doing if he was riding in a fucking Mercedes? I think he would have way more podiums and way more wins. I think he's an incredible driver, and I think he's gonna be, if he can get with a team that has the fucking money. Not like Red Bull is totally poor, but I feel like they're a distant third, but behind Mercedes and Ferrari, even though they're doing better than Ferrari this year, as far as I know. I've been kind of busy, but I think if he was driving a car equivalent of that, same thing as Daniel Ricciardo, I think there's a lot of guys out there that could be, which is a shame. And then you could really see some incredible racing. And I got to be honest with you, I don't know if they need to make the tracks fucking wider or what, but they got to do something where these guys actually have an opportunity to pass each other, because, you know, I watched 17 to 19 laps of that 50-something lap race, and I just kept looking at the distance between Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it got up to close to 6 seconds. It's like, I'm not fucking watching this. I got my kid. I'm going to go take my kid to the park. Forget it. I thought I was going to see a race here. It's, you know, it's just, you can't compete with it. But I think, obviously, if Max Verstappen was driving for like a Mercedes or something like that, I mean, I can't imagine what he's doing. I love him. I think he's great. And he has balls, too. He seems mature beyond his years. He's not intimidated by the press. He's got a little of that Kimi Räikkönen in him, you know. I like him. I'm a huge fan of his. All right, feminist question. Hey, Billy Badass. Love the show. I enjoy hearing you and the lovely Nia on the podcast. Your relationship dynamic is similar to mine. We are also an interracial couple, myself being a black woman. Me and boyfriend have been together for about 5 years and have different approaches to life. My passion and career are one and the same. I'm constantly trying to move up and make more. My boyfriend just works for money. He indulges his passions in his free time, i.e. making music. He doesn't really pay attention to how much he makes. Now that we're talking about getting married, friends and family don't like the fact that I am more ahead in my career and feel he should pull his weight more. Exactly. You see that? You see that? All the feminists out there listening to this shit? I'm telling you. There's that fucking thing out there. You know, it's like if a guy isn't bringing home the bacon, he's just an adult teenager. What are we doing here? You can't make a baby. You have an ingredient, but got the easy bake oven there. So what are you doing? You got to make money. My only problem with, and she says, my only problem with that is if the situation was reversed and he was making more than me, no one would care because he's a man. Exactly. Sometimes I wish he made closer to what I make, but it isn't a priority for me in a relationship. What are your thoughts on this? Love the show and go fuck yourself. Well, I don't think there is a problem with it. Inherently, what the problem is when you get pregnant and you have to go on leave, what kind of sort of financial situation that puts you in, because for some reason, I'm assuming you live in the United States, is we don't give a shit if a woman's pregnant. We're like, all right, well, you just dropped off. Keep the caravan moving. There's some countries, they get upwards of 6 weeks off. They also pay like 90% taxes. That's the part that they don't talk to you about. I agree with everything you're saying. Like, if it was flipped, they wouldn't say anything about you. Sometimes, listen, if you love the guy, fucking marry the guy, if he's going to be a good dad and all of that shit. And, if this is the dynamic, then make sure he doesn't blow all the money he's making on music. Don't squirrel away your money. Save your fucking money so that when you're having kids, it won't be a problem. And then have a number of kids that is conducive to the money that you're making. I think you can work it out, And don't forget to be nice to each other. All right? I know that sounds easy, but, you can just sort of just fucking start taking somebody for granted. You'd be surprised how much a little back rub goes either way, I'm telling you. All right. The girl guys want to fuck but never want to date because of big boobs. Okay. So where the fuck is this one going? All right. Hey, Bill and Nia, I just turned 29 years old on the 19th, and although I should be feeling great, I've been a little bit down about myself as of recently. I ended a 5-year relationship 3 years ago where I was a lot heavier. I thought my boobs were just bigger because of my weight. I've lost 50 pounds since then, and I look and feel great. However, the boobs never left me. I've been on dates with some guys, but nothing has really come of it. A lot of them just wanted to hook up, and that's not really my style for the first few dates. I try to dress as modestly as I can. I grew up in a strict Catholic household, so I try not to show as much cleave as possible. It's really hard dressing comfortably without looking like a church choir singer and dying of heat stroke. Parentheses, I live in Arizona. My girlfriends and I met up for lunch a few days ago. I'm the only single friend without kids in the group. And you know what? I bet a lot of them envy you on a lot of days. So before you get too down on yourself. There's this one lady in the group who no one ever really likes inviting because she's negative and self-proclaimed blunt. AKA says rude-ass things just to say them. They don't even make sense. Oh, yeah. You guys say, yeah, you get blunt. I would have used a different word that rhymes with blunt. Anyway, the subject came up of me seeing someone. I mentioned how it's nothing serious. The girl then goes on this rant about how my boobs make me look like a girl's guys just want to want to fuck but never want to date. She said that? She's pointed out that they make me look easy and a fun-time girl. She said girls with smaller boobs get taken more seriously because guys get to know her personally. With boobs in her face, they cannot. Yeah, she's jealous of you. Also, they don't want to worry about their friends staring. I brushed it off at first, just thinking she was being a bitch, but the more I think of it, the more it bugged me and kind of made sense. Is this true? No. No, it's not even remotely true. That's a cunt. She's a cunt. All right? And your friends just sat back and just let her say that? I got to be honest with you. This sounds like you're one of those Real Housewife dynamics that I watch my wife watching, where I'm just like, why the fuck would anybody hang out with a person like that? Somebody just said something like that to you. You don't work that out. The fact that she said that and was that fucking rude in public and not thinking about your feelings whatsoever and said it in front of all of your friends, dude, fuck her. And in a lot of ways, fuck your friends. I don't know. I really should have Nia here for this, because that comes into that fucking female shit where you guys are rude and mean to each other on a fucking level that is just like, I don't even get. I think it's because you guys don't solve shit physically the way guys do, or the threat. Because with the guy, there's always that thing in the back of their head where you're thinking like, this person could fucking punch me in the face if I go too far here. I got to watch what I'm going to say. And the fact that you guys don't have that, I don't know. That made me feel really sad for you. None of that is fucking true. All right? Guys who just see you for your boobs and just want to fuck you, your boobs can actually help you. Because it can help you, because there's other guys out there there's just many people just want to fuck somebody else. They just want to fuck them. You know what I mean? If you got the boobs, you can see where they're looking. Right? So you can speed date. Your titties are helping you out. Just stay single until you meet somebody that is worthy of you not being single. All right? And I like the fact that you don't hook up for a couple, 2-3 dates. That's a good fucking thing. And I would really just, go out there and ask the questions you want to ask. And, when you start getting the answers you're looking for, that's the person that's worthy of your time. All right? Don't hang out with any more blunt fucking people. What a cunt. People can't handle me because I just say things. Now, you're a cunt. All right. Finally pushed back against sociopaths. I'll spare you all the wonderful praise and whatnot, as you probably get the point considering I listened to the podcast. I threw hot wax into the face and suit of the sociopath, which has fucked with me and abused the friends/lovely ladies in my world. Threw hot wax. Is that some young way of saying that you verbally trash this person? Or are we talking literally hot wax? I'll start by painting a picture of the guy. Imagine a grizzled-looking, flannel-wearing, stocky guy with a shit-eating grin standing about 6 foot. This guy is always such a cunt in every imaginable way. He's incredibly charismatic, and that's what gets you. He's always sounds so kind and loving, but underneath that is a manipulative asshole of the highest degree. Well, congratulations to you for figuring that out. Tell that to his various exes, which he's done the following to them. Insult, beat, watch them slit their wrists on a FaceTime call while not intervening at all, and then bragging about it to his friends. Jesus Christ, the list goes on and on. A favorite quote of mine from him is, "I enjoy making her feel worthless." Sounds like he's in the company of men. You ever seen that movie? This fucker is deranged, yet every month I hear the same shit from everyone. He's been a lot better recently, or he's improving, or whatever else. Bullshit. People have been saying the same thing for months, if not years, and I'm sick of it. What is worse is that he'll slip in the fact that he has epilepsy in every possible scenario he can. Yes, it's a horrible condition, but all he does is talk about his seizures from the past to garner sympathy points. Yeah, okay. This guy is fucking... I will say the best thing... He is interesting. Actual encounter starts here. Dude, I couldn't be around this guy because I wouldn't want to kill this guy. We're closing with with 2 cunts, 1 female, 1 male. Imagine if the 2 of them had a fucking kid. Jesus. Actual encounter starts here. I was at the prom with my girlfriend and decided to sit down with her. During my time walking through, I decided to pick up a little candle to hold for her, and just because, why the hell not? It provides a bit of warmth. A minute or so after I sat down with her, the cunt walks over and stands in front of me, bends down, and blows it out. Oh, my God. I'm starting to like this guy. What a fucking dick. I'm just laughing because I'm not if I was you, dude, I was wondering how you were going to justify throwing hot wax. Now I'm excited now. He walks over and blows it out in front of your girlfriend. Oh, my God. I'm not sure what snapped in me. Maybe it was the years of him being demeaning to me and my close friends or what, but I just took the candle and splashed all the hot wax in it on his tuxedo and face. Pretty much just throwing the shit on him. Oh, my God. Please describe how much he screamed. Obviously, I now look like a fucking wacko, so I went to the bathroom with him and spent the next 15 minutes picking the shit out of his hair. And why did you do that? But I was, parentheses, and am happy nonetheless. Dude, you fucked me out of his reaction. I wanted to hear him scream like a girl. Then you could have been Joe Pesci. You hear that? Is that a little girl down there? Why the fuck am I the only one who will stand up to this piece of shit? The amount of times I've told him to not be physical with smaller children because they'll learn from that is unbelievable. Was what I did warranted at all? Well, if what you're saying is true, absolutely. What wasn't warranted is you cheating me and my listeners out of his fucking reaction. I hate that you went to the bathroom and helped him out. God, this guy's got to be a good-looking son of a bitch. Well, the obvious answer is no. All he did was blow your candle out. No. I'm agreeing with you. Dude, this guy's so manipulative, he has you questioning what you did. Let's look at the bigger picture. He's physically and mentally abused my friends, me, and his former partners with little or no consequences thus far. The boy has to be put in his place at one point or another. Thoughts regarding my retarded actions? I think you need to buy some more candles or stop hanging out with the guy. I love that you did it. I hate that you didn't describe his scream, and I also hate that you helped him pick it. He should have left him in the fucking bathroom to pick it out himself, and when he came over and been like, what the fuck, just be like, what? Well, you should have just said, what was his quote? I enjoy making her feel worthless. I'm sorry, but I just enjoy making you feel worthless. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Meanwhile, cut this guy out of your life, just like the previous woman. There's no reason to hang out with people like this, and there's 2 reasons why people do this. They either grew up with that sort of dysfunctional behavior, so it seems normal to them. So as much as you leave your parents' house going, I'm not fucking repeating that, you gravitate towards the exact same abusive shit, or you had such a wonderful, loving home that you go out there like a babe in the woods, and when you're just not even ready. It's like when they take an animal from one part of the world and it sticks it into a different part of the world, and it doesn't know what predators to look out for, and it's dead in the jungle within fucking 3 minutes. Anyways, I love that you threw wax on him. Good for you. Good on you. All right? I'm not advocating anything like that, but I'm glad that you did it. But, so I can cover myself in case of lawsuit. But that was phenomenal. I wouldn't have helped him. I actually got satisfaction out of that. That was what was missing from that previous woman's story. She should have dumped her fucking wine all over that fucking, the chick with the small tits. Fucking ragging on her big tits. All right, anyways, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves, and I'll check in on you on Wednesday.